Have you ever wondered what it's like to vanish without a trace? Today, we delve into the perplexing case of Brian Shaffer, a promising medical student whose sudden and unexplained disappearance has left a chilling void. One minute he was there, and the next he was gone. Picture this. It's March 31st, 2006. Brian Shaffer, a second-year medical student at Ohio State University, wakes up to what seems like an ordinary day. His life is laid out in front of him like a well-planned journey. Born and raised in Pickerington, Ohio, Shaffer had always been ambitious. From a young age, he had a burning desire to make a difference in the world. His dream? To become a doctor, to save lives, to matter. On this particular day, Brian was seen chatting with fellow students, attending lectures, and even planning a trip to Miami with his girlfriend. It was the kind of day one might describe as normal, ordinary, or uneventful. But Brian was anything but ordinary. He was a beacon of hope, a young man full of potential. He was the kind who would stay up late into the night studying, eyes heavy with exhaustion but heart pulsing with determination. He was the kind who would take an extra shift at the hospital just to learn a little more, do a little more. His friends knew him as a dedicated student, a loyal friend, and a loving boyfriend. His family saw him as their pride, a shining star in their lives, growing brighter with each passing day. Brian Shaffer was by all accounts a man on the brink of a promising future. But as the day turned into evening and the evening into night, an air of unease began to settle. Friends and family expected to hear from Brian, but their phones remained silent. Hours turned into days, and days into weeks. Brian Shaffer had disappeared, leaving no trace, no clue, no hint of where he might have gone. But as the night fell upon the city of Columbus, Ohio, things took a sinister turn. The last time anyone saw Brian Shaffer, he was in a bar known as the Ugly Tuna Saloona, to be exact. Nestled in the heart of Columbus, Ohio, this bar was a favorite haunt for many local university students, including Brian himself. On the night of March 31st, 2006, Brian was seen entering the bar. The surveillance footage, as clear as the chill in the air that evening, captured him walking through the entrance. He looked just like any other patron, out to enjoy a night of laughter and libations. But here's where the story takes a chilling turn. You see, the same surveillance system that recorded Brian walking into the bar never captured him leaving. It was as if he had walked into a void, never to return. His friends who had joined him earlier in the evening began to grow concerned as the night wore on. Brian was nowhere to be found. They scoured the bar, checked the restrooms, looked in every nook and cranny. But there was no sign of Brian. Even the bar staff joined in the search efforts. They checked the back rooms, the storage areas, and even went as far as to look through the trash, but Brian was not there. As the clock ticked into the early morning hours, the bar began to empty out. The music died down, the laughter faded, and in its place was an eerie silence. A silence that held the unsaid question, where was Brian Shaffer? The friends left the bar, their hearts heavy with worry. They had come to the Ugly Tuna Saloona for a night of fun, but they left with a mystery that would haunt them for years to come. And what of the surveillance footage? It was checked and rechecked, dissected frame by frame, but each review only confirmed what they already knew. Brian had entered the bar, but he had never left. Despite the extensive search, Brian Shaffer seemed to have vanished into thin air. As days turned into weeks, the mystery of Brian's disappearance deepened. The Columbus Police Department, stumped by the lack of any tangible leads, launched a full-scale investigation. The baffling circumstances surrounding Shaffer's vanishing act had everyone, from the seasoned detectives to the casual bystanders, scratching their heads in confusion. The investigation was like navigating a labyrinth with no exit. Every lead, every clue seemed to crumble into dust, leading the investigators deeper into a maze of unanswered questions. Surveillance footage from the night of Brian's disappearance failed to offer any solid leads. It was as if he had vanished into thin air, swallowed by the night. As the mystery deepened, so did the theories. Some suggested that Brian, overwhelmed by the pressures of life, had decided to start anew, leaving everything behind. Others speculated that he had met with an unfortunate accident, perhaps falling into the Olentangy River on his way home. A more sinister theory suggested foul play, perhaps a hidden enemy from Brian's past. Yet none of these theories could fully explain the baffling circumstances of Brian's disappearance. If he had decided to start anew, why did he leave behind his credit cards and identification? If he had met with an accident, why was there no sign of a struggle or distress? And if it was foul play, why was there no evidence, no motive, no suspect? The investigation, despite its rigorous efforts, was unable to provide any concrete answers. It was like trying to piece together a puzzle with a majority of its pieces missing. The more they delved into the case, the more elusive the truth seemed to become. As the weeks turned into months, the investigation began to lose its momentum. Yet the question remained hanging in the air like an unanswered whisper. What really happened to Brian Shaffer? Theories abound, but the truth remains elusive. To this day, Brian Shaffer's case remains a haunting enigma. The tireless efforts to uncover the truth behind his disappearance continue to churn on, with investigators relentlessly sifting through every shred of evidence available. Yet the question remains, what happened to Brian? The impact of his disappearance on his family and friends has been profound, a gaping void that echoes with the haunting question of his fate. His loved ones are left clinging to the memories of a man who vanished without a trace, their lives irrevocably marked by the mystery of his disappearance. And this enigma has not only touched those who knew Brian personally, it has seeped into popular culture, becoming a chilling tale that has captivated audiences far and wide. His story has been told and retold, a real-life horror story that has left a trail of unanswered questions in its wake. It's a mystery that has spawned countless theories, each more bewildering than the last. Was Brian a victim of foul play? Did he choose to disappear, to start a new life under a different identity, or did something else entirely unfathomable occur? Each theory only deepens the enigma, the truth of Brian's fate tantalizingly out of reach. Brian Shaffer's story is a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lurk in the shadows of our everyday lives. Thank you for watching The Chilling Truth, a real horror story. Your interest and time spent on this channel are truly appreciated. Our aim is to delve into the mysteries that keep us awake at night, to question what we think we know, and to explore the unexplainable. Your support helps us continue to dive into these baffling cases, to shed light on the darkest corners of our world. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on our latest investigations, please give us a like and hit the subscribe button. Remember, every like, every share, every subscription fuels our ability to bring you more content. It's your curiosity that drives us to dig deeper, and your support that makes it all possible. So, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. And remember, the truth is often stranger than fiction.